Hey guys, welcome back to Money is Blind podcast. I'm your host Prasoon, and this is the show where blind and visually impaired persons can learn the skills of an entrepreneur. So, I've been proving this for the last 6 years that blindness is not a barrier to entrepreneurship, starting businesses, and becoming successful in life. In this chapter, I'll be talking about a type of business which I prefer the most. If you ask me which type of business I'm going to start next, my answer would be a content business, a digital content. So, what is a content based business model? Let's dwell dive, let's dwell into the details. I'll be discussing about the different types of content businesses. I'll be talking about the pros, the cons, and whether you should be starting your own content based business in 2023 and beyond. So let's get started. So, first of all, the definition: what is a digital content? It is anything that you create on your own. So, you are the artist, you are the content creator, and you can then sell your content online or offline to the audience who are looking for that specific content. If you look at each of the YouTube channels, we can say that they are specific content related channels. An ebook is a content, an audiobook is another type of content, a digital course is a content. If you go to moneyisblind.com/courses, you will be able to find my online course on how you can launch your first online business, and that's a digital content right there. So these are different types of digital contents that you can create and sell online to become a businessman. You can create a podcast just like this one, Money is Blind podcast. You can start another podcast based on your expertise, your knowledge, your skills, and that is another content. A podcast is a type of a content. If you can create videos just like I've been doing for my YouTube channel for the last 4.5 years, that's another type of content. By the way, my channel has just crossed 300,000 subscribers, and yesterday, the number of views that I get in 1 month or 28 days, that number has crossed 1 million. So it was hovering around 990,000 for the last couple of weeks, and yesterday that number crossed 1 million. And it's not for the first time, it has happened back in 2021, and at that time, it was the maximum revenue that I generated from YouTube that months. I still remember those months. It was the time that I was planning to settle down all the papers related to the purchase of my home, which I'm living in right now. And then it has happened 2 years later now, in 2023 September or August 31st, which is this day. So these are the different types of contents that you can start your own business with. Another type of content is a blog. You can, if you don't like to create, if you don't like to talk in front of cameras or record a podcast just like what I'm doing right now, you can simply type on with a keyboard, a mouse, your MacBook, your Windows laptop, and then use it as a blog. You can write blog articles and publish it, and that's your content. It is by far the most oldest form of content, and it has the most competition out there because the level of effort which is required to create a blog articles or digital words text based contents is actually very low, and so the competition would be much higher if you compare it with other types of contents like courses, videos, and podcast. So what are the pros or benefits of launching a content based business? The First and the biggest benefit is, of course, that you don't have to put in a lot of money. The money investment, the cash investment required from your side is very, very minimal if you're starting a content based business. We can say that it is negligible or little. And if you're choosing the right niche or the right industry, you would be able to attract the right type of audience and provide the maximum value to your audience, your market. And it is possible with the help of content based businesses. And through content based businesses, just like what I'm doing in this podcast, you will be able to create a long lasting relationship with your audience. A personal bonding can happen, which is kind of hard to achieve in other types of businesses. And that's another benefit. It is definitely easy to start, particularly if you're considering starting a podcast, a blog. You can start a blog for free today if you want to. The amount of money that you need to spend from your pocket is close to zero. Another benefit is that when you start a content based business, you will be able to learn the other business skills like marketing, sales, operations, business systems. There are many, many aspects or many pillars for starting and launching and running a business, and you can learn them all if you start your own business. So, since starting a content creation business is the easiest, the entry point, the barrier is very low for starting a content based business. You can just start today and learn the other types of business skills which are needed to create other business types. So, if you have plans to launch other types of businesses in the future, you would know you would then require those skills and the lessons that you learn from launching this business today is going to help you in the long run. Now, what are the cons? What are the demerits or the problems related to a content based business? The first problem that I could think of is that the competition is much higher because the investment is low. Even a person who has access to internet or who has a mobile phone, a smartphone, or a computer can start his or her content based business, and therefore, if you look around, the competition is going to be very, very high. And where the competition is high, the ocean is going to be red. It is going to be tough for you to succeed because people are going to get confused on which one to choose, which type of content to listen to, because all of us, all the persons in this world have just 24 hours and they don't have all the time in this world to listen to all the content that is available on the internet. So everything depends on the value that you are providing through your content, and that's why your content needs to stand out. And that's why you need to select the right type of industry, and within that industry the right type of sub market, and within that sub market the right type of niche, the sub niche. Everything needs to be specific, and you need to figure out if there is an audience for that or not, and only then your business is going to succeed. That's another problem of content based businesses. If you don't select or choose the right type of industry or sub niche when starting your content based business, it could be the road to failure. But failure in business is like a lesson. So don't consider it as a failure, just consider it as a lesson learned so that in the next business you can succeed. Another problem is that you need to put in a lot of time and effort. Your time, your effort is going to be the Achilles heel when it comes to content based businesses. Creating a digital course is going to take days or sometimes weeks and even months. If you want to create a beautiful course which is valuable for your audience, you need to put in your time. You need to think about it. What are their problems? And you'll have to sit down, write it down, then exclude the parts which you think are not required, include the parts that you think and your audience thinks is required in that content. And this is really, really important, because the more you spend your time and effort, the more you are losing your time. And if you ask me, the single most valuable thing in this world is not money, it is your time. Because even if you become a billionaire, the single most thing that you can't buy with $1 billion is time. So think about it. If you're starting the wrong type of business, you could be losing your time, which is gone forever. It is not coming back. So the money part could be the money that you spend upfront would be very less or little, but the time and effort which is required from your part, it is inversely proportional. It is very high, and so you need to be very careful when you're choosing or deciding to start a content-based business. So, what are the content businesses that I own and run? I started off with Being the Doctor, which is a blog. I started it in 2013. Before that, I had a blog about Arsenal Football Club, but I stopped it. I now have another blog which is related to DoFoodie. It is mostly related to health articles and online doctor consultations. Then I've been running this YouTube channel which is called Dr. Prasoon, and it has now more than 300,000 subscribers, 1 million views per month, and the channel is growing. More than 700 videos posted. If you ask me, the rate of growth has been a little low. I'm not sure why. Maybe because I'm not spending too much money on marketing. So, yeah, that is the second type of content business that I own. The latest one that I launched is Money is Blind podcast. Yeah, this podcast that you are listening to right now, I started it back in 2022 November, and this I think it is 187th episode. I've been posting one episode every day, 5 days a week for the last 9 months now, or 10 months. And if I do this for another 2 more months, and I reached 1 year of non-stop podcasting. It is kind of a journal of a blind entrepreneur's diary, or a journal which you can use and listen to get valuable information on how to start businesses as a blind entrepreneur. That's the latest one that I started, and I have also launched a course within Money is Blind podcast, and you can access it by going to Udemy, as well as by visiting www.moneyisblind.com/courses. So that course is also live. You can go sign up for the course. It is also a type of content which is based on Money is Blind. I also have other health based courses, like courses on weight loss, courses on diabetes and high blood pressure is under construction. The weight loss course is almost finished, so I'll be launching it soon. These are other types of contents, and I'm also working on an ebook which I'll be launching by the end of this year. So these are the different content-based businesses that I own. So the next question is whether you should be starting your own online content-based business or not. If you're blind or visually impaired, of course, I would recommend you to start your content-based business. But think about which type of business you're going to choose, the niche, the category, the industry, the subject on which you are trying to build your business. That would be the most important decision that you make in your business. So I recorded many multiple episodes on this topic, and I even talked extensively about this topic, and put it as a premium episode which you can listen to by joining Patreon. If you sign up for Patreon and support this show, you will be able to listen to that episode. On that episode is mostly about how to choose the right niche, the best industry that you need to start your content based business. I'm also talking in detail about this topic in the course that I mentioned earlier. You can also listen to that course by signing up for the course. So the investment part is less, but the time and effort is much higher. But if you ask me, if you can easily learn the entrepreneurial skills that are needed for an entrepreneur, and that is one reason why I started my first content-based business. So that's it, guys. I hope this episode was helpful for you guys. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. You guys take care. Bye bye.